Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, I know you've been generally pleased with your group's focus all year. So how did they respond in that area today during a shoot around?
I thought good. I mean, it's the ones on the road are difficult because it's just just a walk through in the hotel. But I mean, they know. I mean, it's the number one offensive team in the NBA. They've won 7 in a row. They're playing at an incredibly high level, and guys know we need to be at our best tonight.
Ryan Mahoney, Associated Press.
Hey, Steve, the way this team scores and shoots and everything, do you almost kind of reevaluate what's a good defensive night? Maybe, certain number of points, threes, you would have said we didn't defend well, but against this team, it might just be sort of the best you can do.
I think in our whole league right now, to be honest, if you look at offensive numbers overall, there's just possessions where against every team where when you're watching the film, you say, that's not because it's bad defense. It's just so much skill and offense on the floor for a lot of teams. And these guys obviously would be, at the top of that. So with the shot making they have, 2 superstar creators, there's going to be possessions tonight where you can play really well and they're still going to score. So, you're going to, and the other part of it, there's so much skill around them and they're playing with such purpose that although you're going to have to double team some, that's a tough way to go also.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, how has Farouk played so far in the brief number of games he's played since he returned, and how much rust has he still got to knock off?
Well, first of all, I think he's given us a good lift. I mean, in limited minutes, I think he would tell you that it's going to take a while, for him to get back to where he was for the majority of his career. He didn't play for 14 months. He's under, again, tonight, significant minute restrictions, but he's given us a good lift. He's a veteran player. He's a very tough-minded guy. And as he continues to get into rhythm here, he can bring a lot to our team.
Chris Hayes, Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, Cliff, Evan's been back, I think, 4 games now. How's his back? And then what's it like just to have him back?
Well, I mean, he's been back 4 games, and I think, we're 3-1. So, I mean, he's helped us a lot. And I think that, he hasn't said anything now. He's a very physically and mentally very tough guy. So he doesn't say a lot, and he plays through pain, but he appears to be fine.
What does he give you when he's back in the lineup that you guys can take advantage of?
Well, I mean, he's coming off a year where he was, I think 17, 7 a night, 39 from 3, and played very efficiently from 2. So I think shot making, the ability to get the ball in the paint, and he's also very competitive. So again, he brings an edge to our group.
Rob Parks, 48minutes.com.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? So obviously you're going against 2 of the best ISO players in this league, maybe ever, in Harden and Kyrie. What's your defensive strategy to slow them down tonight?
Yeah, we walked through. I mean, we have like plan A, plan B, and plan C. And the one thing I think you can't do with either one of them is go into the game, think that you're just going to be able to defend them, A, with one person, and B, with the same scheme for the whole night. So we'll try to mix things up just to try to keep them off balance as much as we can. But like you said, I mean, they're both, great players, and they're both playing at a high level right now.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
It's been a few games, like we said before, since you got a bunch of guys back from injury. We've talked a little bit about how you've had to change rotations a little bit, especially with some of the minute restrictions. What are you seeing with the balance between kind of those first and second units, knowing that there's still probably some information that needs to be gathered, and how can you tinker with it still to strike a better balance between those groups?
Well, it's really been different, every night, right? The other night, we got in trouble early in the game, not getting off to a good start. And we're playing, the way we're doing it right now, as you guys can see, I think it's also difficult to judge the first unit and the second unit because I'm actually doing it differently each half. So I just, with the team that we have right now, I mean, I just don't see the way that we're going to be able to say this is how we're going to play. We're very dependent on, a small number of guys to score. That's just the way it is. So it's more matchup driven. And as a result of that, we're not going to get to playing groups. I mean, it's a hard way to go, but I just don't see any other way we can do it. We're subbing differently really every night, and we'll continue to do that.
James Hill, BNC Sports.
Coach, can you speak a little bit about the rookie Ochuma? He continues to work hard and really be impressive and just continues to bring his lunch pail. How impressed are you with his work ethic? And can you just describe what you see when you look at that young man?
Yeah, starting with his rehab, obviously coming back from such a significant injury, and he's still not 100%. I don't think he still has total confidence, in his knee, which is understandable coming off the injury that he had. And but he likes to be in the gym, very coachable. He's a great teammate, and he's a very hard worker. And I think the biggest thing is he has natural basketball IQ, and it's his passing, his understanding of the game helps us execute at both ends of the floor when he's out there.
Casanova, EDF Sports.
Hi, Coach. Did we get a starting five for tonight?
Yeah, we're going to start the same guys we started the other night. So it'll be MCW, Evan, James, Farouk, and Vooch.
All right. Thank you, everyone.